All right.
All right, welcome and thank you for joining us for another episode of the Jain Irrigation Training Series. I'm your host, Richard Rastucia, Vice President of Water Management Solutions for Jain. And today we are talking about something that I'm always surprised isn't being talked about more. And that is the sunsetting of 3G cellular connections and the upgrading to 4G. And the reason why I say I'm surprised is because, well, certainly we have our ag tech customers that are being impacted by this. We have our ET water customers with smart controllers being impacted, but there's also something like 220 million people out there that are being impacted through their security systems as well. This is a really big thing. Again, I'm always surprised at how many people aren't aware of it or aren't even prepared for it yet. This is happening next year, and people better have their plans in place because I know everybody knows this. We've got a supply chain issue as well, and that's impacting everything we're doing. So we are really fortunate today to have David Lindsay, Technical Sales and Product Manager for Jain Monitoring and Control, with us today to talk a little bit about the 3G sunsetting, the move to 4G, and most importantly, if you're a customer of Jain, how you upgrade your system, especially if you're working on Jain Logic. So, and for those of you who have seen David, you know what a great job he does on these training seminars. You know his energy and enthusiasm is fantastic, but more importantly, his knowledge and first and foremost to me, his caring about the customer, that things are done right and the customers are happy. This is the best thing about Dave. So anyway, welcome, Dave. How you doing?
Thanks, Richard. I'm doing great. It's been a long couple of weeks. I had to get dressed up for the webinar. Kind of forgot how to do my hair. Realized I probably need a haircut. But yeah, I'm ready to go.
Well, these days that sneaks up on you. Let me tell you. I don't have to worry about it as much as I used to, though. So. Dave, this is one thing that is always baffling to me, right? We're here talking about 3G to 4G upgrades, yet I've got my Apple iPhone 11. And if I look in the top right-hand corner, it'll show me that it says that I'm on a 5G network. How is this even possible?
Well, it's a little bit of trickery, sleight of hand. I don't know what you want to call it, but it's more or less an advertisement. You've got a 4G phone, not a 5G phone. Because that you said it is an iPhone 11,
right?
And what they're doing is they're just showing you that the next evolution is here. I don't necessarily agree with it because it's kind of misleading. I think you as a consumer think I have a 5G phone, but I didn't buy a 5G phone. So I don't know what their intent is with that messaging, but there's probably something to come later on.
Yeah, so it is interesting, right? And it's my service is with AT&T and T-Mobile and Verizon. You know, they don't have that. This is a AT&T advertisement, and yeah, this is confusing enough as it is. I wish I didn't have it. I wish a lot of people didn't have it as well. But that brings me to another question. You know, 5G is out there. I mean, I think maybe there's some cities that have it starting. Why aren't we upgrading from 3G to 5G?
So the biggest reason is 5G is really good at what my 11 and my 13-year-old boys like to do, and that's watch videos on the internet. It's really good for that, but the 4G is much more robust and capable for bandwidth for data. So 4G is the way to go. It's more robust and it's going to last 10 plus years. It's going to be here. It's here to stay for a while.
So when I upgrade my modem from 3G to 4G, I'm going to be all right for a while. I'm not going to have to go through this again for a while.
No, that's one of the things that was on our checkoff list. We wanted to make sure, because aside from the customer having the added expense, there is a lot of sites out there. This is my number one project. This is what I've been working on for months. We have a pretty solid process, and we're not going to miss anybody. We're going to get them all. We're going to make sure all of our customers are taken care of.
Okay, that's excellent. Well, let's see what you have today.
All right, so you can see my screen there. The 3G cellular sunsetting. AT&T is looking at February of 2022. Verizon's going to go a little further into December. After those dates, those devices will no longer be able to communicate. We won't be able to retrieve their data. The solution to all this, if I can get it to switch here. Well, our first priority obviously is to transition all of our customers. The process for the AT&T and for the Verizon guys is going to be exactly the same. I'll go into more depth on this in a few here, but we're pretty much, we want to lump everybody in and get them all done at one time and let us manage the actual hardware, the upgrades, so on and so forth. But there is a difference. So, you know, the offers we're making right now up until December of this year will also be available for the 4G upgrades for the Verizon customers later on if they don't choose to do it right away.
So Dave, I want to ask you a question. I'm an eternal optimist. What if I just think, well, I'm just going to not upgrade to 4G. I'm just going to stay on the 3G and I'm sure it'll work. Am I going to be okay?
You're not going to be okay. This is literally going away. When they say sunset, they say sunset. And it wasn't so much like with the 2G to 3G, where 2G might continue still to work as the towers went offline and failed. They're literally turning off. So we will not be able to communicate at all after those dates.
Okay, so the water management that I've been able to do, the any automation I'm doing, that's just not going to be available to me anymore. I'm gonna lose that ability. So okay, so I certainly have to do it because I'm liking all those benefits so much.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, I apologize. This isn't as glamorous as some of our other webinars because this is, I mean, this is pretty serious. It's a lot of work. And again, our number one goal is to make sure that our customers are aware and we have an upgrade path for them. We're trying to do all the legwork. We've done all the legwork internally with our process, and I want to make it as easy as possible. There are some devices that I'll go into those next. So you have a PS Connect version 3.5 field unit. It's from our older days. They must be upgraded to a new C3 field unit, as you can see here in the slide. The soil moisture probe compatibility, no charge. Weather station compatibility, no charge. Low canopy temperature, humidity sensor, so on and so forth. Pressure sensor, so on and so forth. The best thing we're doing here, the biggest part of this I like, is that we're actually offering a rebate. You can see there's a $400 trade-in credit for each PS Connect upgraded to a C3. The other benefit to that is the C3 is warranted for 3 years and you get the latest technology. You can't go wrong there. Unified PS Connect field telemetry unit. There is a modem upgrade to those. Everything is compatible. We change the modem out. We upload some firmware. It's done. You can see there it's 360 per site. When your account manager contacts you, he will have an upgrade path for you. And these will be broken out into individual quotes based on whatever equipment's in your field. And again, you can make the options there in what direction you want to head. The Unified PS Connect, and I know this is a lot of jargon, technology, so on, names and stuff, but there's some devices out there that optional upgrade to a new C3. You can do that if you want, but you don't have to. We're offering the same discounts there. Where it changes is that now we have to upgrade the soil moisture probe and potentially pressure transducer, add a cable for a weather station, and we're going to give you a 20% discount on those items as well, because there is some added cost to it. Again, you get the C3 technology, you get the warranty with the C3 and all the new equipment as well.
Yeah, this is pretty generous. I'm getting a pretty good trade-in, right? I know
Yes.
what I paid for this material originally many years ago. That's a nice trade-in. Love the discount. And so there is some incentive here for me to act right away.
Yes, sir, absolutely. And a lot of it is because on the back end side, we need to manage that supply chain you were talking about. It's affecting us as well. I can't wait to have 4 modems sent to me because I need 2. I need those 2 now. So we're literally shipping stuff as it comes. So right time, there's a process for that, but when you're sending it through the mail, it doesn't work as well.
Yeah. So this is going to be one of those times when waiting is not going to pay off.
Right. Yeah. Well, and again, it goes back to, that's why we formulated this whole process for the growers upgrade path, because we're going to handle all this on the backside. We're going to balance the installation as your sites are getting done, whether it's 1 or 100. You say go, we're going to get it done. It'll be done before the sunset. You won't even have to worry about it.
Do I have to do it, or I mean, this looks kind of complicated. Do I have to do it, or do you come out and do it for me?
No, I in some cases will come out and do it myself. We're handling all this. It's going to be almost transparent to the end user, other than signing a check, potentially approving just the warranty work, because in a lot of cases the devices are warranted and the 4G will be covered. They upgrade the modem, and then our field staff, our field technicians, will go out and actually do the work. So
I know the field technicians. I know what great quality work they do. If a customer wants some other work done while they're out there, can they request this?
Absolutely. That's a very good point. As an account manager, I'm recommending that to my growers. Hey, I'm already going to be out there. We'll go ahead and do this repair. Are you good with that? There's no trip charge associated with that then. So you've got a savings if we can fix it. And then on top of that, you can see on the bottom here, we have a site inspection and tune up. It's a $130 value. It comes with it as well. So we're going to check over all the equipment on all the sites as well. So solar panels being cleaned, rain buckets being emptied, so on and so forth. So you're getting a lot of bang for your buck here.
That's true. We were talking about my iPhone 11 earlier, and I always, joke and say, I'd like to put that on a stake in the middle of the almond field and see if it was still working a year from now. And I know it wouldn't be, right?
That's right.
So this stuff is bulletproof, but it's always nice to have somebody look at it and tune it up.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. The upgrade path for this next slide here is there are some C3N3s out there, which is an observant product that I sold to growers pretty much when I was at Agri Valley, that cannot accept the modem chip that we're installing. So there is a different upgrade path there, which it needs a new C3. Again, the same trade-in is offered with the discounts, but all the parts are compatible. So you shouldn't need any new sensors there. But again, you're getting the site inspection and tune up, and potentially, any repairs or upgrades you might want while we're out there.
Okay, I think I just figured this out now. Right? So with all this added, my subscription rate's going to go up now?
Oh, no, sir. No, we're not changing any of that.
Okay.
That's a good question.
All right, good. I was just checking on that. I thought maybe that was part of the catch, but that's good. I keep my subscription rate the same place too.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. The other items there, the Solo 3Gs, there's not many Solos out there. It was a small telemetry device we used. Did some level sensing in reservoirs. I've got a few that I've got authorization for upgrade, and there's no replacing. I mean, you got to replace it with a C3. There's not much we can do about that. It's a discontinued item. And then it goes to the C3 3G field unit upgrades that can be upgraded. Again, it's a $360 per unit. We try and bundle. Again, if you've got 10 sites, I'm not going to charge you a 10 trip charge. You're going to get 2. We can do 5 in a day is what I've averaged. So, we're trying to mitigate the expense to the grower as much as possible on this, because, we know, I know how important it is to get this done. I mean, I wouldn't want to lose any of my data. And I hear that from the growers every day. So this is what you're going to see. When you log into Jain, some of the growers that are on right now that use Jain Logic are already seeing this. If you haven't been contacted yet, we don't have the work orders authorized yet, you're going to see this every time you log in. It's going to pop up. You can snooze the message. So if it's bothering you, please snooze it. I think it lets you do it up to 7 days. But more importantly, the contact information to get the ball rolling is right here at the bottom. That 559-459-5321 number. And then we actually created a 4G upgrade Jain Logic email address. So when you guys get this message and it pops up, or write it down now, because this will start the process that we put in place. And again, we've taken 9 months to develop this process to make it as smooth of a transaction as possible. So please utilize that. If you don't get it and you want to call me, my number will be at the end. You can call me and I'll take care of it as well. Because the idea behind this is that we want the growers to contact one central point that central point then finds the account manager for your account and gets you the attention you needed. Because what happens is the work orders are then issued to the actual account manager. The quotes are sent to the account manager because we've generated all this already for you. And then your account manager will make contact with you. So familiar voice, familiar face, and then again, trying to lessen the blow and the process to get this done.
Yeah, that makes it simple, David. And I just really want to encourage people to get on this right away. And I'm not trying to scare anybody, but I bought a refrigerator last summer that will be delivered March of next year.
Wow.
With these modem upgrades, and because the entire security industry and water meter industry for residences in urban areas are having to upgrade 3G to 4G, there's going to be a limited supply. So
Yes,
I think you want to do this right away. If you wait, you have the potential of being put on a wait list. So I can't encourage people enough to get on this, because it's just not our industry that's being affected.
Yes, sir. That's absolutely true. And I'll add to that we, again, are mitigating the process as best we can to first come, first serve. But after you've authorized the upgrade, we might have to shift sites around or repairs around to make sure that nobody loses connectivity. But again, it'll be seamless to the end user. You won't even know. But it's a large management problem on our side because of the supply problem. If we had all the modems we needed, this would be a no-brainer. But because we're having to manage parts because of the supply chain issues, it's added another monkey wrench into it, right?
Yeah, very manageable, but it's
sure.
causing everybody to have to work a little harder as a result.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. The next status you'll see once you've authorized your upgrade, you'll see this pop up, a little nice. It reminds you that your upgrades are pending. And I'll let you know too that every user will see these as well. So if you've got a ranch manager that only has access to a few sites, he will also see these as well. And I like this because this lets everybody down the chain of command, so to speak, within your organization that has access to see that something needs to be done, something's being done, and then next, you're going to see your status has been complete. You only get this one time. Once you close it out, you won't get it again because your upgrade's been complete. This is in effect right now. It works. And it's our way of communicating to the grower the status of your 4G upgrade path.
That's beautiful. I don't know who thought about that, but thought of that, but that's genius. And I'll tell you why. I don't have to call customer service 3, 4, or 5 times, right, to find out where it's sitting. I just have to look at my Jain Logic dashboard and I can see. That's great.
Yes, sir. Well, that's funny. You asked who came up with it. I'm not sure. I think we get an arm wrestling match to see who had the original idea. I know Bob Coates was in on that, obviously. Jeff Toole, I think sometimes the boss takes my ideas for his own, but that's okay. As long as it gets done, I'm good. In the Navy, you never be the senior man with a secret, and it's your job to make your boss look good because that means you're doing your job. So it doesn't matter. I wanted to put this slide up here because it's very important that everybody understands that it's not just me behind the scenes here. This is the service team right here. And these are all the people that are currently involved with this because that's how important it is to us. Maybe I put a lot of emphasis on this, that maybe more than would have been if I wasn't here. But I sometimes look at the scope of this and think, okay, we can do this. This is easy. There are some hurdles, but I wonder what the other guys are doing. And I'm glad I'm not there. I'm glad I'm here.
This is an amazing list. I know every one of these people, and I know the quality they bring. And I also know that this isn't like, not one person here is like a first timer to ag technology. This is an amazing list. And we've got some real veterans on this list and people that play team and help each other out. This is quite a team. Very impressive.
Yeah. I'm very proud to be part of this team. Actually, it is a solid, cohesive team for sure. And then that was it. So I would love to field any questions that you guys might have.
So Let's see, we got a couple, and one I just wanted to ask is, okay, I get into this a little bit more. I learn as I learn. Can I reach out to you and ask questions, or if I think of something later, is that okay?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Please do. I think I made a comment earlier. I think I got 52 calls on Wednesday. All field took them all. I have to. That's, my phone rings, unknown number. Maybe 5 of those might have been robots, but everybody else was a customer with a question after the first email went out about this webinar. Because again, I feel it's important, and I think our customers feel it's important as well. So please do.
Yeah, got another question coming in, and it's asking, who's making us change? Is this the government? Is this the cellular providers? Who's behind this?
Oh, that's a great question. And I don't know if I actually know the honest answer to that, but I'm sure it's big business. Upgrading, if you think about upgrading, if you've got, 4 devices that all do the same thing, and the repair on those is exponentially, more expensive, let's just get rid of some of them. So I'm sure there's some leaning out because of cost and overhead with the AT&T and Verizon, the larger carriers. Plus, there's probably the need for the infrastructure of the internet, and how involved we are with the everything is on the internet nowadays. I mean, literally everything, and everybody's talking about it. So yeah. I'm sure it has something to do with that as well. Yeah,
talking about it and using it. So
using it, yes, yeah, for sure.
Well, Dave, thanks so much for coming on today and stepping us through this. It's been very helpful. I love seeing the generous offers from Jain, and I really like knowing that I can sit back and let the professionals handle the upgrade, and that I don't have to do very much in order to make that happen. I can just send an email, make a phone call. So you made it really simple and easy to understand. So I really appreciate that. For those of you checking in with us this afternoon, thanks so much for watching. Remember, just like Dave has up right now, you can see all our trainings at janesusa.com/trainings, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. I was just amazed at how many people are listening to our podcasts. I think they're going job to job or job site to locations, and they're training and they're learning about water conservation and sustainability. And boy, that's really makes me hopeful for the future. So thanks everybody for that. And again, Dave, thanks. Great job. And we'll be back next week. Wednesday, we've got a special webinar, and it's with Eric Olson, president of Jain. And he's going to help us make sense of this crazy 2021 that we've just been through, with 3G to 4G sunsets, labor issues, pricing issues, all COVID, and I can go on and on, supply chain. So he's going to help us make sense of all that, and more importantly, help us see what's going to be happening in 2022, so we can strategize and be ready for that as well. So anyway, thanks everybody. We'll see you Wednesday. I hope. Have a nice weekend, and we'll talk to y'all soon.
Okay. Thanks, Richard.